Shalom Akim, Yahweh Ba'ashem Avshai, Ba'ashem Kwakadash, double honors and salutations with elders and apostles of great wisdom who rule well. It's very important that I can understand that we're going to be edified in a great deal in these last days. You're going to see the prophecies come to pass. Alright, so you just got to stay the course, Spirit Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Avshai, makes you worthy to escape all this destruction that's coming upon the face of the earth, because it's not gonna be a joke. All right, those days of laughter, the days of celebration and mirth is suddenly coming to an end. All right, so you just gotta be sober-minded in these last days. All right, so I got a quick video of the troops being deployed, towards the Middle East. Just because of the so-called tensions the United States got with Iran. So you gotta understand that the reason why it's happening is just the Lord Yahweh Shai mustering the hosts of to the battle. Alright. So I'm gonna get his quick precept here. Alright, so this is Isaiah chapter 13 verse 4. It says, the noise of a multitude in the mountains. Okay. You know what? Let me start from verse 1. Right, because Isaiah chapter 13 is a very good chapter to look into. So Isaiah chapter 13 verse 1 says, the burden of Babylon, which Isaiah the son of Amoz did see. Lift ye up a banner upon the high mountain, exalt the voice unto them, shake the hand, that they may go into the gates of the nobles. Alright, so I'm going to preach this gospel, to such an extent that the leaders of the United States and all these different governments around the world will take notice, because the people will be complaining and bringing their concerns, as per what's really going on concerning the man of the Lord preaching the gospel, but it's all part of prophecy. Alright, there is no other way you could describe it. Alright, that's how the Lord Yahweh has scheduled it to take place. It's on the Most High's timetable. Alright, and these so-called mayors and governors and attorney generals, police chiefs, alright, and sheriffs, they all taking note, right? Because they all get the memo concerning, what the men of the Lord do on the highways and byways. They watch the videos because we publish them, and they also got videos, that they secretly, acquire from the recordings of them surveying, brothers, activities. All right. And then it says in verse 3, I have commanded my sanctified ones, I have also called my mighty ones for my anger, even them that rejoice in mine highness. So the men of the Lord, all right, which are the sanctified one, and the angels, they're going to be in the same page, glorifying the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai. All right, whether it's in anger or distress or in happiness, we always going to rejoice and give praises to the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai. I can't be yelling and screaming, Kal Halalim La Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai Ba'ashem Kwakwadash. Alright? So Isaiah chapter 13 verse 4 says, the noise of a multitude in the mountains, like of a great people. Right? Just describing the missiles, man, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. Alright, the nuclear missiles, the war of Armageddon, alright, all the chaos that's going to take place, the rumbling and all the explosions and all that stuff. And then it says, the Lord of hosts mustereth the hosts of the battle. So these nations are going to get together, they're going to lock horns, alright? And then verse 5 says, they come from a far country, from the end of heaven, even the Lord Yahweh Shai, and the weapons of his indignation to destroy the whole land. Alright, so it's coming, destruction is coming to America, instructions coming to Iran, Saudi Arabia, Iraq, China, Russia, North Korea. So just expect all those things to come, you know, as the Lord Yabashima Shah has destined them to be. All right. So just always remember, this is the Most High's plan. So I'm gonna play this video real quick. I just got the precept as an intro. Yep. So don't worry about us. What does that phrase really entail? It just shows that these people, they're out of touch with the reality that the Lord Yabashima Shah is about to set upon the face of the earth. Alright, because these people don't really understand the times we're living in. These are really dangerous times that folks need to be on the P's and Q's, especially the Israelites. Alright, so you got to pray the Lord Yabashima Shah and give you the mindset to be sober and focused in these last days. Because these people don't really get it. But it's gonna be messed up, man. America is being torn apart by their so-called elected officials. You know, those don't get it, so it's gonna be messy. When they go, over there to the Middle East and start World War III, and the economy is in shambles. They have the RFID chip being implemented. They have the so-called civil war. So it's gonna go down. It's gonna be so disastrous, man. The casualties, is gonna be piling up. All right. Just like the Yahushua says, the day of the Lord shall come like a thief in the night. The Son of Man shall come like a thief in the night. Okay, so all these, troops that go overseas to fight, the Lord Yabashima is just leading them to their destruction. All right, and that's one thing, you always have to rejoice about, man. Whether the Lord Yabashima brings tragedy your way or tragedy to somebody else, happiness, it doesn't matter. Still have to praise the Lord Yabashima Shai. Alright. So this is 2nd Ezra chapter 16. I'm going to read verses 33 to 34. And that's just straight to the point. Then it says, the virgins shall mourn having no bridegrooms. The women shall mourn having no husbands. Their daughters shall mourn having no helpers. Alright. So all that's Me Too movement, woman power, no women, power, and all that, equal rights stuff is gonna go through the window, and that's when these women will understand that they are limited, that they weren't built for adversity, because the Lord Yabashima Shai is gonna take away that sense of false courage, right? That sense of security that they always like to think that they live in the greatest country on the face of the earth, that they could do whatever they want to do at any time and get away with it without any repercussions. The Lord Yabashima is going to shut that stuff down, and it's going to be terrible, man, because there's not going to be protection for all these women, that they are found lacking. They're going to be caught off guard when all hell breaks loose, because the cops, are not going to be able to handle the demand, to restore law and order. They'll have to just, they're just going to give up. They're going to throw in the towel and return home to their families to protect their neighborhoods, because just imagine, man, when the whole town is overwhelmed with adversaries. The cops can't handle all that. So it just lets you know that America was built to be destroyed. And then you have the governments, talking about confiscation of weapons. So they're really setting the stage for the downfall of Babylon, right? So because they need that agenda for a new order. So it's nothing new, So whether they pass the laws for gun confiscation or not, it doesn't really change, the destiny of America, also known as Babylon in the Bible, all right? So verse 34 says, in the wars shall their bridegrooms, all right, their husband to be, or these ones that have gotten engaged, all right, it says, in the wars shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine, all right, because they're going to run out of supplies, they're going to be, you know, cut with their pants down. And that's what the Lord Shemashah has in store for these so-called troops. When the supply routes is being, damaged and blocked, they can't really fly, they can't really go by sea, they can't really go by land. They basically, sitting ducks, basically are easy targets, and that's what they're gonna become. All right, and that's the plan of the Lord there by Shimon Shah, and that's the goal of the elites. That the Lord there by Shimon Shah has set in power over the nations upon the face of the earth. Okay, so I'm going to get Isaiah chapter 13. I'm going to read verse 15 and 16. All right, so it says, everyone that is found shall be trust true. So for the folks that do not have that mark of exemption, the hedge of the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai, that spiritual hedge, that spiritual protection, you know, they're going to fall true by the sword. They're going to fall by the sword. So Isaiah chapter 13 verse 15 says, everyone that is found shall be trust true, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword. All right. And then it says in verse 16, their children shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes, their houses shall be spoiled, and their wives ravished. So it's not just, troops, families are going to feel the heat too. Two-thirds of our own people, the heathen too, that are found to be in a vulnerable state in these last days, they're going to be taken advantage of, right? And that's what happened during wartime, man. People lose their sense of morality, their sense of stability. It goes out the window, and all they gotta do is just do whatever is necessary to survive. They're gonna abandon their morals. So just expect that to happen in these last days, man. That's the reason why the elites have you know, built bunkers for them to be able to stay away from all the chaos on the face of the earth. All right, because they know how messy it's gonna be. All right, wars and the famines and the pestilences. So they're gonna, isolate themselves and go underground. All right. So this is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50. I'm gonna read verses 15 and 16. All right. It says, shout against her round about. She had given a hand, her foundation had fallen. Right, her foundations are fallen, her walls are thrown down, for it is the vengeance of the Lord Yahweh. Take vengeance upon her, as she had done, do unto her. So that's just the destiny of America in the Bible. All right, that's how much turmoil and travail is going to be upon this land. All right, and a lot of people don't really get it. They don't really want to talk about it. But hey, when the Lord will talk about the topic at hand that the Lord Yahweh Shah has brought to the forefront, right? So the Lord Yahweh Shah is going to let chaos, be the appetizer, the menu, be on the menu, and let it be the entry and all that, and the dessert. It's going to be nothing but violence upon the land of America, nothing but violence upon the face of the earth. You know, whether it's in Europe, whether it's in Africa, whether it's in Asia, whether it's in the Middle East. It's going to be a time of violence, time of chaos, man, all right? Time of wickedness. Because the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai is going to allow wickedness to have its last gasp. And after that, it's going to be, you know, it's going to be total righteousness once it destroys the powers, all right? The military, industrial, complex upon the face of the earth. And that's what's going to happen to them, okay? And then you get another precept, I'll get one from the book of Sirach. Book of Sirach, chapter 36. Sirach, chapter 36. I'm going to read verses 24 and 25. All right. It says, "He that getteth a wife beginneth a possession, and had and a help like unto himself, and a pillar of rest." And that's what, in the world, men look at women for comfort, and women look at men for comfort, okay? That's just a natural order. But in verse 25 it says, "Where no hedge is, there the possession is spoiled." Okay? So when these women don't have no hedge around them, they don't have no man to protect them, alright, they're gonna become booties, spoils of war. Just like you look at the movie, Blindness. It shows you how the women have to give up their body just because others should eat. That's how messed up it's gonna be, okay? And then it says, "And he that had no wife wander up and down mourning." I mean, he's gonna be depressed. That's when you're gonna see what it means to be lonely and be alone and be living in fear. Right? So that's how the Lord Yahweh is gonna plague, the earth. Especially those that do not have, the opportunity of being saved, through the blood of Yahweh Shai, Hamashiach. Okay? And then I play the video some more. Yep, so the Lord Yahweh Shai is going to press that reset button. He's going to do what he needs to do, what he's willing to do, which is to destroy a lot of all his enemies. All right, and to allow Yahweh Shai to have peace on the earth. So you're going to see Yahweh Shai in the heavens with the angels destroying the troops, destroying the enemies of his people, the Israelites, all right, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, so the Lord Yahweh is coming back for vengeance. And now, final precept. Just bear with me. I came another video. It's going to be a little bit long. But anyway, shouldn't be a big deal. All right, you just got to endure on to the end. So this First Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 3 says, "For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them." All right. So when they're thinking, well, we shouldn't worry that God's gonna bless our troops and all that stuff, that's a complete lie, because all hell's about to break loose. So we just gotta be waiting at the edge of our seats. Being sober. All right. Then it says, "As travail upon a woman with child." All right. So when these women are going through labor pains, the child is about to be born, it's going to be like in that type of mindset. It's going to be so much madness, pain, and sadness, and complaints, and destruction of property and lives, and all that stuff. All right. And then it says, "And they shall not escape." Why? Because the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai set the mark of destruction upon them. Musa numbered them to the sword. And then in verse 4 it says, "But ye, that is the men of the Lord, the elect, the 1/3, and the Israelites spread out through the four corners of the earth that have been earmarked for salvation." It says, "But ye, brethren, and not in darkness," meaning we're not ignorant, right? we're well informed when it comes to the prophecies of the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai, that that day, all right, the day of judgment, the day of doom, the day of vengeance, all right, should overtake you as a thief. All right, so we're not going to be caught off guard in these last days concerning the prophecies of Lord Yahweh Shema Shai. All right, all right. So you just got to stay humble, stay focused, man, because you don't want to be, you know, be caught lacking. All right, so just stay spiritual, Lord Yahweh Shema Shai. Continue to guide you and protect you, and just stay diligent and stay focused. Shalom.